I have an uncle who has been in business for 30 years. So when I was in school, the only vacation I ever had was working as his assistant at his company. But honestly, that was one of the best things that happened to me because it gave me a chance to see how truly wealthy people think, and trust me, it's completely different from how regular people think. One time, my uncle broke down how to make your first 10 million. He said everyone has to go through 3 stages, but most people don't really understand them. Each stage is completely different, and as an entrepreneur, your focus has to shift accordingly. When I first heard this, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. So today, I want to share this with you. It might take some brain power to digest, but I know if you're following me, you're more than capable of handling it. Step 1, $0 to $100,000, focus on fast money and traffic. My uncle told me that in this phase, you don't need a team, a product, or even a factory. You just need to master one thing, traffic and distribution, speech and sale, and focus on making fast money. At first, I didn't get it. Fast money? Isn't that a bad thing? But he explained that there are 2 reasons for this. This is your initial wealth accumulation phase. Your goal isn't to make a fortune yet, it's simply to escape survival mode as quickly as possible. If you're just a regular person with no connections and no resources, your fastest entry point is traffic and distribution. First, make quick money, then use that money to buy yourself freedom. If you're working an 8-hour job every day, you're never going to get rich. The real problem isn't a lack of good products, it's a lack of distribution. There's an oversupply of products in every industry. Farmers have mountains of oranges rotting on trees. Small gaming companies spend years designing a game, but no one even knows it exists. The ones who make money are the ones who can gather an audience and influence buying decisions. That's why traffic and distribution matter. So I asked him, okay, but how do you build traffic? His answer? Social media. Now, you might be thinking, I don't know how to make content, I don't understand viral hooks, and I suck at copywriting. But that doesn't matter. My uncle told me that, at its core, traffic is just monetizing trust. Every business, at its foundation, is about trust. Think about it, Patagonia commands premium prices for its outdoor gear through decades of ethical transparency, while Volkswagen's emissions cheating scandal rendered its once lauded diesel cars nearly unsellable overnight. Trust is everything. If people trust you, even with a small audience, you can still make money. He gave me a real example. His business partner's nephew has just 900 followers on a certain social media platform, but he sells furniture and pulls in over $1 million in annual revenue. That's why step 1 is all about getting to $10,000, $20,000 in cash flow first. Once you hit that, you can move to the next step. Step 2, $100,000 to $1 million, build a core skill. Once you have your first $100,000, your strategy shifts. Now, the key is developing your core skill. My uncle explained this with an interesting story about rich and poor countries. Think about it, resources, labor, and even manufacturing are often based in poorer countries, yet the wealth stays in rich countries. Why? Because the core technology is controlled by wealthy nations. They control the patents, the innovations, and the high-level production techniques. And if a poor country starts catching up, the rich country will try to suppress its technological growth. He told me, a country works the same way as a company, it's just a different scale. You need to have your own core skill set if you want to build serious wealth. For example, if you're in short-form video content, you need a repeatable system for making viral videos. If you're in sales, you need a proven method to increase conversion rates. If you're in e-commerce, you need a scalable strategy to improve store rankings and customer retention. Once you master your core skill, you can start hiring others to handle the production side. This is where your team and operations start growing naturally. But here's where most people mess up, they try to do everything. They want to make money from every opportunity. They refuse to delegate. They're busy 24/7 but still struggling financially. Why? Because they avoid the hard part, building real expertise. Instead, they waste time networking, taking endless courses, and trying to level up in all directions. But here's the thing, if you don't have true value to offer, no one important will want to connect with you anyway. My uncle told me, focus on doing fewer things, but doing them exceptionally well. Spend 80% of your time mastering your production process. This is the hardest step because making your first million is always the toughest. But once your system works, scaling from $1 million to $10 million is surprisingly fast. Step 3, $1 million to $10 million, standardization. At this point, I asked my uncle, so what's the key to going from $1 million to $10 million? He smiled and said, standardization. This is where you take your core skill and turn it into a repeatable, idiot-proof process. Think about it, if you want to scale, you need to hire people. But most employees won't have your expertise. That's why your systems need to be simple enough for a beginner to learn quickly. Structured so that different people control different parts of the process. The biggest businesses aren't run by experts, they're run by systems. The world's biggest restaurants. McDonald's. No chefs, just standardized recipes. The biggest medical businesses. Checkup and rehab centers. No doctors, just nurses following structured workflows. If you want to scale, your system should be so clear that a third-rate employee can still deliver first-rate results. A lot of people refuse to standardize their process because they run on instinct and don't know how to explain what they do. They're afraid that if they teach others, they'll lose their advantage. But my uncle told me, if you think like that, you'll never be truly rich. The market is too big for one person to dominate. You can't eat the whole pie yourself. The people who share opportunities build lasting wealth. My uncle went from $0 to $1 million in 8 years, but from $1 million to $30 million in just 6 months after figuring this out. So I hope this gives you a new perspective. A lot of people work hard but focus on the wrong things at the wrong stage, wasting energy. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Peace.